fire alarm at Chaminade?
No,
Him.
no.
Was it I, Laura?
I don't understand how this game works. I don't get it.
Does that mean they take some?
It's all about guilt, John.
Wait, it was you?
Are you trying? Is this like a test right now?
No.
You're turning it into one.
Okay. Well, I don't.
Okay, Jay, own up to it.
Okay, there we go.
It was me.
Okay, good.
Did you get arrested for that?
Oh, yeah.
Did you get arrested?
Close.
No wonder you were the bad child.
We emptied out the school. Everybody went out on the front lawn.
And you got to go home permanently, didn't you?
I think I did. Yeah. I think you got a phone call from Father Ralph.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Dad never got the phone call. I always.
Next.
Okay, we got some. Who sent a letter to Alexander Haig? Haig? Did it?
Admit it.
Was that Chip?
Uh-huh.
Because you laughed.
Story.
You want me to tell where it is?
My parents forced me to write.
Oh, not
That's what he says today.
so. Yeah.
That's what the Nazis said.
I wouldn't know where it is when you were normal.
in the Reagan era, when I was a true believer in the conservative causes at the age of 10, I wrote a letter to Al Haig, then Secretary of War in the Reagan administration.
There is no such title.
Secretary of
State.
State
Defense.
Defense.
STAT.
State, yes.
Hillary Clinton's
In-
position.
That
Is she a warrior?
She's the
Encouraging him to fight the communists and approve the B-1 bomber and the neutron bomb.
And he also wrote a letter to Ronald Reagan saying,
That's
"I'm
a
great
nice
man."
Thing, yeah.
And I have both of these in my safe deposit file.
And with that, Chip needs some more
Now
wine.
he's filling up the
That's
box.
right.
So I've been decided to break out of work. Yes.
And so the long
Can I
story,
sit up again?
let me tell you, the long story short, I had a heart-to-heart with Chip about 6 months ago. And because of the information I have in my safe deposit box, he says, "Well, Dad, you know, I'm kind of considering being a salesman for Schaefer."
So it must be some bad stuff.
So he might take early retirement. Has nothing to do with blackmail.
Just read.
Hold on. Say it again.
Who said perfect family? I know. Do you know?
Oh, me.
Yeah, it was you, Julia.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And you weren't in it.
Subtext?
So tell them the story.
So there's pictures of us on the wall in our basement going down the stairs. And John decides, he sees a piece of paper because his fell down on the ground. So he decides to burn it.
We didn't know that until
And,
like 3 years later. What happened
yeah.
in the picture?
And so he was like, it was like upside down. It was just a blank piece of paper. And while he was burning it, he looked over and it was him. And then
It was like a really nice portrait. It was, we
Like in your
paid a
Christy
photographer to.
and then
What stage were you in, John?
his
Oh,
metal, his hard metal.
Your
stage.
pyrotechnic
Yeah,
stage.
sure. Yeah.
Hard meddling stage.
Nice, you know, rock on. Stuff.
And then when I was like 6. I don't know. It's when I didn't like John. Okay.
Didn't like John.
Yeah, that's kind of recent. But
Yesterday.
I walked downstairs and I'm like, perfect family. Because his picture's not there anymore.
Yeah, so she's going downstairs to go to the car and she's like, perfect family. Like, where's the picture of John go? And we didn't know for 2 years until Christmas one
Right.
year when
So they
Jake
know they
and
can
when
throw
John
out
confessed, he said, by the way, I burned the picture. I'm like, who burns the picture of themselves? And of course, putting him in therapy then, like, do you not like yourself? Do Do you feel
So it
bad
took like
about
a year
yourself?
to figure out it was gone.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
He's like, yeah, I was just trying to
Yeah,
burn
Mom, I was
something.
just burning. I didn't know my eye was on the back of that page. Like, he made it sound like it was so
She always has to
innocent.
find. She always has to find like an underlying.
Intervening.
I
You
do.
can clear off anything you want. Right.
I just burned stuff.
Who is always remembered favorably by everyone he meets?
John.
John.
Maybe
I
not,
can't
not
tell a
favorable.
story about that.
Well, I'm just so popular.
Wait, about Patrick. About Patrick.
Just relish in the glow of it.
Then what about Patrick?
There's my story.
Who at 2 years old apparently was walking the neighbor's road and put sand in the neighbor's gas tank, pretending that they were filling their car at a gas station.
No,
I
Ryan
was just trying to be helpful.
is our next door neighbor.
It's true.
This is a good one. This could apply to two people at this table. When you approach an intersection and the light turns yellow,
Margot.
whose
Go.
voice do you hear?
Say zip it.
I'm not in a hurry.
Zip it.
I'm not in a hurry. I'm not in a
She
hurry.
literally printed
So
something
what do
out,
I
put it
say
on.
every time I get through a yellow light, Caroline? What do I say?
Victory! Every time she goes, victory!
Then it is mad.
Mom's whole thing about the yellow lights is that when you approach a yellow light, if you listen to a driving instructor, they say, okay, when you're approaching a light, you always say to yourself, I can still stop, I can still stop, I can still stop. And Mom's, I can still make it, I can still make it.
Caroline, I do it.
Victory! Literally, on her car it says, I'm not in a hurry. I'm not in a rush. I'm not in a hurry.
I've seen that in there.
But I don't look at that. I like, oh, I can make this. Whenever they're in the car, Caroline reminds me. And she looks at me and she's like, I look at her and like, victory!
So in Portland, we have all these photography, like
Yeah.
TV
Oh.
pictures of us.
That's
with
what she
yellow-
has that.
That's going to be on your photo that they send you the ticket.
The reason she has that is because she has someone do those tickets.
Great.
I have, but I'm
Chip's
usually like
ticket.
this. I'm like really mad.
Chip's ticket. He's got no hands on the wheel.
I'm lighting the smoke.
No way.
You are not smoking anymore. Are you smoking still?
No,
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 this
this
is
is.
all.
Using the knee to
But
drive.
it's
Don't you
just
as a
beautiful. They
senator
sent us
have
the
immunity?
photo.
You don't have to pay tickets or anything.
Are you a diplomat?
No, particularly when the car is registered in your wife's name.
The last one of those
That's funny. We have
she
totally
looks
got
at the
to
picture,
this.
she's like this. and she, that's not me. That's not somebody else driving my car.
Let's talk
Or
about
you're
Margot.
putting mascara.
So I
Yeah.
got one of those
Oh,
photo
a
tickets
friend
in the
of
mail.
mine works hard.
I get a photo ticket in the mail, and I know where all of the cameras are around my apartment, and I go automatically below the speed
Wait,
limit.
this is a funny
She's
story.
doing her
So all of a sudden I get a photo ticket in the mail, and
She does.
I'm like, oh god, I can't believe I did that. I know where all the cameras are. I would never do that. And like I keep kicking myself. And Will's like, did you ever think to look at the date of when that ticket happened? And I'm like, I actually didn't look at the date. Opened it up, and my mom had been visiting, and I had to go out of town, and she stayed for 4 days to use my car. Opened up the ticket, sure enough, I was in San Francisco that weekend.
And I warned you, and she made me pay the ticket.
Oh, I sent it right.
$225.
It was
Ridiculous.
$175 for going like 7 over the speed limit in a 25.
Yeah, so I was
But
going
you weren't
32.
putting your
Hello.
mascara on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but every day.
And
she
it was a
has
picture of me,
mascara.
wasn't it?
So I put, no, it was just
Just
the
a date. Yeah.
Meg, tell the story about the boot.
Oh, getting a boot.
In
You got
Washington,
tickets?
D.C.
I don't think I ever got a boot.
No.
I've gotten good at Wizards.
I've
Show.
got
I'll tell a story. It's not a boot.
It's club.
So we get married. No, I don't. Have we gotten married yet? Even
Maybe not.
we might not even been married. And she said,
You owe me.
I gotta go to. I have to go down to work today really early, but I need to get my license renewed. Would you mind, going down and getting my driver's my license plate renewed while I work? And I said, yeah.
He was
fine.
off that day.
Yeah, so I go down there and I walk in and I put the papers down and all of a sudden you hear this, and all of a sudden I'm surrounded by police officers. and she owed like, $7,500 in parking tickets. And they wouldn't let me out of the place until I paid.
So you had that much money in the ATM.
No.
They escorted you to the ATM.
There wasn't an ATM back then.
Well, they made me go get cash, come back, and it wasn't $7,500. It was like but it was, you know, $900 or something like
That's
that.
a lot.
And I had to come back and pay this thing, or else they would have taken me. They would have arrested me. Yeah. I mean, and she knew that was going to happen. And she knew we were about to get
Set you
married,
up.
and she sent me down there to do this anyway. And this is why I had to get a paper route.
That's like John when I had my wisdom teeth taken out after we were married. He said, "Why didn't you do this before we got married?"
And what are you talking about? He did exactly the same thing to me. Don't you don't remember that? Meg had her wisdom teeth taken out a month after we got married. And John goes, "Yeah, well, yeah, you know, timing's everything."
Victory!